Hi loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicole. I'm an international student based here in the UK. If you are new to this channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by. Please do well to subscribe and do well to watch my other videos. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I'm an international student based here in the UK. I film about faith, I film about education, and I film about my lifestyle in the UK. So today's video is a video that have been requested by a lot of people. A lot of people come to my DM on Instagram, or even leave comments on YouTube and just send me emails on how they can pay their tuition fee as an international student. So I'll be coming to this channel today to address this issue because a lot of people request for this, and I hope I'm able to answer your question with this video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. Can I pay my tuition fee with part-time job in the UK? How can I pay my tuition fee? Is it possible to go about it? How can I do it and not put myself in trouble? What can I do? What if? What can I? How? So a lot of questions like that arise, and I'm here to answer the question to my subscribers. To my subscribers that ask this question, or you're planning to come into the UK in September, or you're planning to come into the UK in January. So I'll be answering that question. The answer is you can and you cannot. I'm not supposed to give just one answer, but it's actually two answers. And why I said, let's start with why I said you cannot is, if you're coming in as an international student, a single person, it will be difficult for you to use the money you're getting paid for in the UK to pay your tuition fee. Because when you work in the UK, you could get paid £10 per hour, because I think they just recently increased the minimum wage from 9.5 to 10.5 in the UK. So probably you get a job that pays you £10 per hour and you work 20 hours in a week. That's £800 per hour, plus you could get a job that pays more. But if you come to the UK with nothing, like you've not paid for your tuition fee, remember you're going to have to pay for your accommodation wherever you're living, you're going to feed yourself, you're going to pay for your transportation. I usually advise people that the money you get from your income, from your monthly income in the jobs you do here in the UK, can only maintain yourself. Like, if you remember the video I made recently on the total fee you can use to relocate to the UK, you will see I advise that you should make a plan when you're coming to the UK on how you pay your tuition fee and why you have to show your maintenance fee. But usually the maintenance fee is something you work for in the UK and you used to take care of yourself. So let's assume you make £800 or £900 in a month in the UK. That £900, you pay your accommodation fee. Probably your accommodation is £400. You will take care of yourself, you remove your transportation fee. Whether I like it or not, transportation in the UK you have to pay for it. It is not free. And thinking about transportation in the UK, you won't know you're spending so much until you calculate the amount you're spending. You go from one place to the other, you spend £12, you do this, you do that. By the end of the month, you will know that you are spending a lot on transportation. So that's why it comes with planning. So it's really not easy for you to come to the UK as an international student who has no job, who had no money from Nigeria and pay this. So it's really difficult. Like, it's not possible when it comes to you having nothing. But on the other hand, you can make it happen, you can make it work. But the rule in the UK is that as a student, you are only entitled to work for 20 hours. Like, you do not want to exceed the 20 hours. I know some people exceed the 20 hours, but it's really not advisable for students to exceed the 20 hours the government asks you to work. But the good thing is, during school term you can work 20 hours, but during the holiday you can work as long as you want to work. Like, you can just keep working. You can keep working. You can work, you can work every day. So people use that opportunity. The break we have, like if you're coming in September, you have the Christmas break. People use that 6 weeks break to work. Like, if you have a target of paying your tuition fee, and the truth is you can actually make so much from working back to back, but do you really want to do it? But you can actually make so much from working back to back. You can make £3,000 or even more during that break. And there is also Easter break and mid-semester break, so you could as well work so that you can get money and pay. But it is always advisable that when you're coming into the UK, you pay part of your tuition fee. Don't come to the UK without paying anything. Usually when you get admission into a UK school, they ask you to pay your deposit fee. It could be £3,000, it could be £4,000. And when you pay your deposit fee, I think most schools ask you to pay before you are enrolled, so it depends, and you need to, pay the tuition fee before you get into the school. So when your tuition fee is like £10,000, or let's say £12,000, and you pay deposit fee of £5,000 from Nigeria, remember you'll be left with £7,000. So with you working back to back without rest in the UK during the break, you can actually achieve it and pay it. Also, I'll be saying, if you were planning to pay your tuition fee all by yourself in the UK, I will advise you go for schools that are actually affordable. You will not be planning to pay your tuition fee by yourself, and you'll be going to schools that are paying £20,000, going to schools that are paying £23,000. You will go for schools that are not too expensive, that you can easily work and pay the tuition fee. So you have to narrow your research and go for schools that are affordable. There are so many schools. I know University of Chester, they pay £8,000, they pay £9,000, up to £12,000. You could consider going to schools like that, so that you don't have to end up going to schools that pay like £30,000. So you have to consider doing that. Also, you have to consider going to schools that have a fair installment payment plan. And what do I mean by that? There are some schools that you have to check how much you can actually divide your tuition fee. Please, if you want to know schools like that, please just reach out to me, in the comment section, and I'll definitely list out schools that have fair installment plans. There are some schools that have like 3 installment plans, some 5. My school has 10 installment plans. Some schools could have 11 installment plans, or even 8 installment plans. Okay, this is how you can do it. For schools that have like 10 installment plans, you divide your outstanding tuition fee after you paid £4,000, and then you are left with £7,000. You divide the £7,000 tuition fee divided by 10, and then you pay about £700-800 every month. So it is easy, and it has been made easy for you if you are planning to come into the UK. So you have to consider going to schools with fair installment plans, that you don't have to feel choked when you want to pay your tuition fee. So with those schools that have fair installment plans, you can always target and work towards it. So as a single person coming into the UK, I will advise, if you plan to pay your tuition fee by yourself, you should look for people you can live with or share flats with. This really makes it easy for students. You cannot be living in an accommodation that you pay £500 in a month and you think it will be easy for you to pay your tuition fee. Bear in mind that you pay for your transportation, and you will pay for your accommodation and your living expenses in general. So when you are a student, you could consider living with people, and then you get an accommodation where you pay like £200 in a month. People do that a lot, and when you pay £200 in a month, you can easily focus on other things. I have friends that came into the UK and they paid their tuition fee by themselves, but we always advise you that at no circumstance should you exceed the 20 hours rule laid down by the government. But during the holiday, you can work as long as you want to work. So another point I'll be saying is, you can look out for scholarship. Is when you're coming to the UK and you get a school that has given you admission, please make sure there are schools that give scholarship, part scholarship, right? Because there are some schools that you apply to, that if the tuition fee is less. Like I remember University of Hull, when they gave me admission, it was about I think it was about £8,000, but with no scholarship. But because the tuition fee is already less, so you don't expect them to give you scholarship. But when you choose schools when you go for schools that are paying £15,000 for their tuition fee, they could give you £2,000 scholarship, they could give you £4,000 scholarship. So you could consider choosing schools that will give you discount in your tuition fee. So it really helps you and reduce the amount you need to pay. When you're in the school, you could keep searching online how to get scholarship. There are people that even after they've gotten to the UK, they get 1 or 2 scholarships that help them reduce the tuition fee they have to pay less. But the good thing is, the UK government allows students to come in with their family, to come in with their husband, to come in with their children. Someone who has husband or someone who comes in with their wife, you are actually allowed to work full-time. Your dependent is allowed to work full-time. And I think a lot of married people take that as an advantage to, come into the UK and pay their tuition fee. So if you are married, it is easy for you to come into the UK and pay your tuition fee with ease, because your spouse can work full time, and while you're a student and you're working 20 hours in a week, your spouse can work full time and they get paid maybe £800 in a week, £10,000, £800 in a week, £1,000 in a week, depending on the kind of job they are doing. And when someone is getting £1,000 in a week or 2 weeks, and you are paying, and you went for a school that that has 10-month installment plan, you will complete the tuition fee with ease. So I always advise people, if you are married, you can easily come down to the UK with your spouse. They will focus on your tuition fee. That's why you have to be in agreement with your spouse. Do you understand? So they will focus on your tuition fee, and then you can always put your money together and do all the things you need to do. Pay your tuition fee, pay your rent, and your living expenses in general. But for people who are not married, it could be a bit difficult for you to pay your tuition fee, but it is possible. And how is it possible? You have to pay part payment of your tuition fee from Nigeria, or better still, borrow the money from someone and you have to repay them however you want to repay them. But thinking you have no money from Nigeria and you want to come to the UK and be paying it, it is not going to be easy and realistic for you, because you have a lot of bills to pay, you have accommodation to pay for, you need to pay for your transportation and all of those stuff. But when you come in with your family, the work is made easy. You can go for £20,000 tuition fee and you will still pay it with ease. So you have to consider the installment payment plan you go for. You have to consider the school you go for, and you could also consider checking out schools outside of London where your living expenses will not be high. So I think this video has been able to explain and let you know that it is possible to pay your tuition fee as an international student if you are married, and could be difficult if you are not married, but it is still possible. I will advise you that you should always stick to the 20 hours given by the government and do not exceed it at all costs. But during the holiday, you can always work as long as you want to work, but always bear in mind that your health is very, very important. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope this video was able to help you, and I hope you were able to learn a thing or two. So till I come your way again, please stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.